This is the Thompson Cast. I am Mel Thompson. Foreign direct investment in Swaziland has fallen, and the recent blow-up between the government and teachers is a good indication that continuing to be cautious with foreign direct investment in business projects in Swaziland is a very wise move. Currently, the government of Swaziland claims that it is losing $18 million per month to corruption. It has no clear plan to stop this from happening, and past efforts have been window dressing at best. Now it appears that they may be driving an entire group of people into black markets just to survive. Teachers in Swaziland have indicated they will not return to their classrooms until the government meets their demand for a 4.5% salary increase as a cost of living adjustment. Now, without teachers, particularly good ones with experience, you're going to see at some point a drop in economic growth due to a younger generation being unprepared to deal with a global economy and instead settling for one based on agriculture. Now that is actually the good news. The bad news is that you're also going to have a generation more susceptible to corruption due to the lack of good wages that can be earned if they have a good education by the standards of Swaziland. Add to this the fact that the government is not showing any signs of increasing salaries, not moving one single inch on the issue of the 4.5% increase, because they're not doing anything in that direction whatsoever. You're driving these teachers into markets, other markets, to either supplement their income if they do come back to work or to survive if they don't come back to work. You're essentially creating opportunities for corruption to thrive, to increase, to appear. Recently, to add insult to injury, the Swaziland cabinet gave itself a raise of 30%. Now the teachers see this, their students see this. Certainly there are questions in their minds as to how can this happen if you're losing $18 million per month from corruption and you can't allegedly afford to pay the teachers a cost of living increase of 4.5%, yet you give yourself a raise. Certainly this may be a recipe for some type of civil unrest. Yet, the teachers have not resulted to this as of yet, neither have their students. However, it doesn't look good because neither side is budging, and essentially neither side is really having talks that are actually productive in any way, shape, or form. In my opinion, one of the key reasons that economies have political risk is when you have a poor education system or an education system that has defects to the point where no one is really focused on improving it or keeping the people who know what they're doing in that particular job, if you will, for lack of a better word. It's much more than a job. It's a very, very important part of society. So you must look at it from the standpoint of a seed that helps grow the economy long term and helps prevent political risk by generating people who know exactly how the global economy works, will work, or can adapt to it in the future. If you don't have this, you have a serious structural political risk because you don't have anybody that you can deal with when it comes to entering the Swaziland market down the road. At some point, someone is going to have to know what they're doing to tell people at lower level entry jobs that require pushing paper around. Someone's going to have to instruct those people as to how to finalize deals to allow foreign direct investment to enter the country, markets to be created, and business projects to go forward. Without a layer of people who can do that, you're going to have some serious problems. That is how the education system is connected to the structural political risk that I see. And the issue with the teachers is this is just a warning sign. This is just a part of it. This is a long-term problem in Swaziland, and I think you're going to see a generation of problems with people who just don't understand how the global economy works, can adapt to it, and are going to be forced into other areas that, by our standards here in the United States, would be considered corrupt, and even by the standards of Swaziland would be considered corrupt. This is something that they would like to avoid, should avoid, but they're not doing anything to avoid it on either end, whether it's be stopping the corruption within the government or helping to prevent it within the larger society by providing a solid educational framework for its citizens. Currently, you've got a population in Swaziland that is 75% dependent on subsistence farming, and the next largest group, they're in low-paying textile jobs. A very small number are in the corporate sector. Then you look at how this whole thing is playing out, and it all makes sense. The teachers aren't getting paid. Teachers don't want to stay. They've got to supplement their income doing things they probably shouldn't be doing. And in the end, you create a horrible long-term political risk. This is why Swaziland, in my opinion, is probably the least desirable place for foreign direct investment and business projects at this particular time. This has been the Thompson Cast. I am Mel Thompson.